Hello, everyone, and welcome to Outstanding English. This is our first ever live lesson here on the channel. So if there are any hiccups along the way, I am sorry about that. If you're joining me live, you can put in where you are watching from in the chat. And if you are watching the replay, you can tell me where you're from down in the comments below. So during this lesson, I'll be going over some different kinds of hotels for our topic, visiting a hotel. I'll talk about how to describe different hotels. We'll also have a dialogue about somebody visiting a hotel, and we'll also check for your understanding at the very end of the lesson. So thanks everyone for joining me today. And let's get started here. So I'm going to make this one a little smaller here. Let's see how that works. Oh no, let's make it a little bigger for us. That's a little easier to see. So first, when you're looking up a hotel, you'll usually see stars by the names of these hotels. And they will say if it is a 1-star hotel, a 2-star hotel, a 3-star hotel, a 4-star hotel, or a 5-star hotel. And the higher you go, usually the better the hotel is. So we can call a 5-star hotel a luxury hotel. And we call hotels that are 1 or 2 stars budget hotels or economy hotels. And every country has their own system for determining how many stars a hotel gets. Some countries have government organizations that assign stars to hotels based on how clean they are and the services they provide and their reputation. And other countries, they allow the hotel to decide themselves how many stars they are. And we got a question in the chat. What is this? It says, here we go. It says, when is the last time you stayed in a hotel? I stayed in a hotel. It was about a month and a half ago. I visited Lake Michigan with my son, and we stayed one night in a hotel, and I believe it was a 3-star hotel. It was a very positive experience. I had a great time in a 3-star hotel. It had a swimming pool and it had a simple breakfast, so I was happy. So here we go. We're going to move on past this, and there are different kinds of hotels. Maybe you might stay in a chain hotel, and a chain hotel is a hotel that has like a big brand over it. So a chain hotel would be like the Marriott Hotel, the Sheraton Hotel, the Holiday Inn. And these are all, big brands. They have many properties, many hotels. So if you stay at a Holiday Inn in, say, Ohio, chances are your experience at a Holiday Inn in Tennessee will be about the same. You can expect a similar experience no matter which one you stay in for that brand. I used to work in a chain hotel. So if you have questions about chain hotels, you are free to ask me in the chat. And the next kind of hotel we're going to go over is an independent hotel. And an independent hotel is the opposite of a chain hotel. These are not big brands. They're usually just one hotel. So if you have a really nice stay at an independent hotel in one city, you probably can't find the same hotel in another city. An independent hotel could be a luxury hotel, could also be a budget hotel. It does not determine the star level. You can have independent hotels that are 4 or 5 stars. You can have independent hotels that are 1, 2, or 3 stars. It just doesn't have a big brand behind it. And the next type of hotel we're going to go over is a motel. Motel is a word that combines motor and hotel. And if you drive along the highways in America, chances are you will see motels close to the highways. And motels kind of sprang up as people started driving more and more on highways. You can see from this picture, this motel is 2 stories. Most are either 1 or 2 stories. And they don't have a hallway you walk down to get to your room. The doors to your room are outside. So you would park your car and go into your front door of your room after you get your key from the lobby. And when you're looking for a motel, you'll usually try to find one because you're driving and you're tired. So you'll see a sign like this, and this sign says no vacancy. And when it says no vacancy, the word vacancy means it's empty. There are empty spaces inside. There are empty rooms. So if there are no vacancies, if there is no vacancy, that means there are no empty rooms available. So you don't need to pull off and check with the front desk attendant or the receptionist if there are any rooms available because the sign says no vacancy. You will need to keep driving and find a motel you could stay in. So what they do is they have two lights. One says vacancy and the other says no vacancy. If they turn on the vacancy light, that means there is an empty room or many empty rooms available, and you can stop in and buy a room for the evening. If it says no vacancy, that means you need to keep driving and find a motel that has a room available for you to sleep in, because driving while you're tired is extremely dangerous. And the next kind of hotel here we have is a resort. Now, there are many kinds of resorts. Resorts could be like a beach resort where the hotel is next to the beach. A ski resort will be one with a ski lift, or where there's a lot of skiing available to do. And you also have things like hot spring resorts, which would be having their own hot springs. And these usually have a lot of dining options available, and you can have all your entertainment in the resort. So they have restaurants. They usually have a place for kids to play. If it's a beach resort, they're probably next to the beach, and they have swimming pools and a lot of other exciting things that you can spend your money on. And it's usually one price for all the things in the resort. So they might have different activities that you can participate in and things you can take advantage of. So here we have a question. It says, are motels inexpensive in the US? They are usually less expensive than hotels in the US. They are usually less expensive than hotels in the US. And another question, it says, have you ever stayed in a resort? Yes, I've stayed in a couple resorts. I would say my favorite resort I've ever stayed in was a hot spring resort. It was in a city called Ilan in northeastern Taiwan. And what was special about this is it had the hot spring that you could soak in, had very therapeutic water. The water's supposed to be very healthy for you. And you could also turn on the tap of your bathtub in your room, and it would fill with hot spring water. So it was very comfortable. And the breakfast of this resort was so amazing. Whenever I think about good hotel experiences or resort experiences, the quality of the breakfast definitely comes to mind. So this one had a really good breakfast, I remember. And there was another good resort that I went to in southern Taiwan in a place called Kending, and it was a beach resort. And if you've ever been to southern Taiwan, the beaches are very busy, but this resort has its own private stretch of beach. So the only people using this beach are the people who are staying in this resort. So the beach wasn't very crowded, and it also had a magnificent breakfast. So I really loved those two resorts. Never stayed in a resort in any other country, however. And then over here, our next kind of hotel is an airport hotel. And you can guess an airport hotel is close to an airport. So some airport hotels are actually on the airport property, and some airport hotels are close to an airport. And they really try to attract people who are flying in. Maybe they have a long layover. And usually they have always, I think, they have a shuttle going from the airport to the airport hotel. And some of them also partner with the airport. So they have the airport transportation system has a stop at the airport hotel. And I've never stayed in one, so I don't know if the rooms are noisy due to airplanes taking off nearby. But if somebody has stayed in one, maybe they can let me know in the chat if they are noisy. And my next special kind of hotel is a business hotel. And these really try to cater to business travelers. So they have certain services such as like photocopying and meeting rooms. Some of the bigger ones have conference rooms to hold a conference with many people. And they also have services like to get your suit pressed or dry cleaned so you can be ready for an upcoming business meeting. And the next one we're going to look at today is a bed and breakfast. These are people's homes, usually people's homes, and the host is the person whose home it is, and they're usually in the home when you are. So you have your own private room, maybe your own private bathroom, and the host is also there in their house while you are staying there. And because it's called bed and breakfast, they also give you breakfast. But I've never stayed in a bed and breakfast, so I can't tell you if the breakfast is comparable to my experiences at those two resorts I was telling you about. And over here, our next kind of hotel is a casino hotel. So a casino hotel has a casino on the first floor where you can play different casino games, like different car games or the slot machines. And the upper floors would be hotel rooms. So you can spend your money in the casino and then sleep in your room upstairs in the casino hotel. So we're moving kind of fast here. So if there are any questions or clarification you need for any of these, don't feel shy to let me know in the chat. When you need to get a hotel room, you will book a hotel room. We could also say book a hotel or book a room, or you will make a reservation. So we use the verb book with a hotel room, or book a hotel, or book a room, and the verb make with a reservation. So you need to make a reservation. And nowadays, you do all that on either the hotel's websites or on a website where you can book a hotel room for any partnering hotel. So it will help you search the available hotel rooms based on things like how much money you want to pay and what's available at the time you plan to travel. And next up, there are different kinds of rooms you can book. So there's a little bit of confusion here. We have a single room, which is one single bed, usually a smaller bed. So this is ideal if you're traveling alone. We have a double, which is not double the beds, but a double is a large bed, not a double-sized bed, usually a queen-size bed or a king-size bed. And this is good if you are traveling as a couple. And a twin room has two small beds. And this would be good if you're maybe traveling with a friend or a relative. A twin room has two rooms. A twin has two beds. A double has one bed. And a suite, this word is pronounced sweet, like candy is sweet. This is called a suite. It doesn't look like sweet based on the spelling, but a suite has separate rooms. Usually it's a bedroom and a living room style room. So a suite has more than one room, while a single has a small bed, one small bed. A double has one large bed. A twin has two beds, and a suite has two rooms. So if you book a suite, you have your own kind of living area room and your sleeping room. If you book a double, you have a large bed. If you book a twin, you have two smaller beds. And if you book a single, you have one small bed. So depending on what your needs are, that will determine what kind of room you will make a reservation for. And when you first go to a hotel, if it's probably a 3-star or above, it might have a large lobby. A lobby is the first room you get to when you go into the front doors of the hotel. A lobby has things like chairs to sit in, usually sofas, some coffee tables. Some lobbies have a cafe in there, or a small restaurant or bar. I know the hotel I used to work at had a bar in it in the lobby. and you could also order food from the bar menu or the restaurant menu in the lobby bar. And when you walk into the lobby, if you are coming out of your car and it's a 4-star or 5-star hotel, they may have a bellhop. A bellhop is also sometimes called a bellboy if it is a very young person. And that's what they call them in America, but I think in other countries, such as England, I'm pretty sure they're called a hotel porter. And so if they see you trying to take, large luggage out of the back of a taxi, the bellhop will rush over and help you take your luggage out and put it on this luggage cart, which you see the man is pushing here. And in America, I don't know about other countries, but in America, it is customary to give the bellhop a tip for picking up your luggage and pushing it over to our next vocabulary item, which is the reception desk. And the reception desk is a long desk in the lobby of a hotel, and the person working the reception desk is a receptionist. And they will help you to check in, which is when you get to the hotel. They'll ask you some questions. They'll check to make sure all the information is correct, and they will help you to check out, which is when you are ready to leave the hotel. So when you check in, they'll ask you questions like they may ask for your driver's license or some form of ID, especially if you made an online booking. And if you haven't made a booking yet, they may ask for your credit card. And then next, when you do check in, the receptionist will give you a room key or a key card. So many older hotels will have a room key, and newer ones will have a key card, which is an electronic key. Now, one thing I always do when I go into a hotel room for the first time is I knock on the door. And you may say, that's kind of strange. You're knocking on the door for your own room. But that's because when I did work in a hotel, we had an incident where the receptionist gave a guest a key card. The guest went to the room that he had booked, that was given to him. He used the key card and opened the door, and there was a person inside the room. Luckily, the person was just eating pizza and watching TV, but it was embarrassing for both of them because when you open a door to a room you think is yours, you don't expect someone to be there. And when you're in your hotel room, you don't expect someone to open the door and come in. So the hotel gave both guests a free stay for that embarrassing situation. So just to be safe, I knock on the door very, very gently, very lightly before I enter a hotel room. And while you're in a hotel, you will likely see housekeepers. Housekeepers are the people who keep your room clean and the common areas of the hotel clean. If you're staying multiple days, then they will do what's called a turn down service for your room, which means when you're gone, they will walk in, take out the garbage, and make your bed, unless you put up a little sign that says that you don't want them to come in. And then the next person you may encounter at a hotel, particularly luxury hotels, is a concierge. And a concierge is kind of like the receptionist, but they also do a lot of customer service work. So if you come into the hotel and you call the concierge, you may ask for a suggestion about a place to eat for dinner. And the concierge will give you a suggestion on where to go, and they will offer to make a reservation for you. So they will call the restaurant, they will call the cab to come pick you up. They're really there to make sure that your stay is very comfortable. So you'll find a concierge in most luxury hotels. I don't know if they are around as much as they used to be, because I'm sure a lot of people, when they travel now, they use apps to find out, for availability of restaurants and what's suggested. But next time you go to a luxury hotel Or if you have been to one recently, let me know in the comments if you did see a concierge while you were there. I think most of the time the concierge is just a very talented member of the receptionist staff who also takes care of these additional customer service related jobs. And then when you are choosing a hotel, I should have talked about this sooner, but you will look at the different amenities it offers. Amenities are things that bring comfort, convenience, or enjoyment to your stay. So some common amenities would be like, is there Wi-Fi available in the hotel? Many years ago, hotels asked you to pay for your Wi-Fi. Now, almost everywhere, I'm pretty sure it's available for free. Other amenities include things like a swimming pool. So is there a place to go swimming? And what's the quality of the pool? Other amenities could be like a restaurant. So most budget or economy hotels won't have a restaurant on site, while more 4-star or 5-star hotels will probably have a restaurant in the hotel that you can go to. Another amenity includes this picture here. We got a toothbrush, it looks like some soap. This would be personal items or toiletries. So when you walk into the bathroom of your hotel room, is there a toothbrush available? Is there soap? Is there shampoo? If it is a budget hotel, some of those items will be there, and some of them you may need to go to the front desk and request, or you may have to go to a vending machine and buy those items. Other amenities include parking. Is there free parking for guests available? And another amenity is a gym. Is there a place to work out or place to exercise during your stay? Those are some common amenities in hotels. We call them amenities, which are things to bring comfort, convenience, or enjoyment to your stay. And then my next one, this is another amenity, and this is room service. So a luxury hotel will probably have 24-hour room service available. And room service is when you can order from a menu from your room and it is delivered to your room. So a luxury hotel will have 24-hour room service. A 4-star hotel will probably have room service as well, but anything below that probably will not have room service available. And also in the US, it's customary to tip the person here would be the room service waiter or the room service waitress or room service server for bringing the food to you. The next one, my favorite amenity, I've talked about this before, is a complimentary breakfast. The word complimentary means that it is free of charge, but let's be honest, it's really included in the price of the hotel. So this is a pretty nice complimentary breakfast here. You have lots of things to choose from. Some complimentary breakfasts are more simple. It might be just a few different cereals you could choose from, some yogurt, some bananas, and maybe a coffee machine. But you can see here, there's a lot of both hot and cold choices available. This is my kind of complimentary breakfast. And next up, a lot of hotel rooms will have what's called a minibar in them. And a minibar is like a small refrigerator in your room, and it's filled with items like soda, snacks, and alcohol. And most minibars, there is a charge for taking the items from the minibar. So if you are unsure, you can call the receptionist and ask if the items in the minibar cost money. I know most of the hotels I've been in, they do cost money, but the 2 resorts I mentioned before, I remember one of them, there were water bottles and I think 2 cans of beer in the minibar, as well as some snacks. And when we checked in, they told us that the items in the minibar were free of charge. So just check on that if you are unsure so you don't get a charge as you are checking out for items that you thought were free of charge. And here I'm going to start with a little dialogue I made. There's 2 parts of this dialogue. The first part of the dialogue is has 2 people checking in, and the second part of the dialogue is about them checking out. So pay close attention because like I said earlier, we are going to check for understanding at the end of this dialogue. So I'll read this to you here. We have 3 people in this dialogue. We have our receptionist, and we have guest number 1 and guest number 2. Guest number 1 and 2 are brothers and sisters, and they are traveling together. So listen carefully here. It says, "Welcome to the Luthadel Hotel. Are you here to check in?" "Yes, I made a reservation online under the name Venture." "Ah, yes, I found your reservation. 2 nights in one of our double rooms." "A double room?" She turns to her brother. "I thought you booked a twin room." "No, I booked a double room so we could each have a bed." "A double room is 1 large bed, not 2 beds." "Would you like me to see if any twin rooms are available?" "Yes, please." "Good news. We have a twin room available instead." Is there a difference in the price? Is there a difference in the price between a double room and a twin room?" "There's no difference. Just wait a moment as I change your reservation on the computer." Here are your key cards for room 507. Take the elevator to the 5th floor and turn right. "Thanks. When's breakfast served?" "Breakfast is served in our restaurant on the 1st floor from 6 to 10 a.m. "Thank you for everything. Enjoy your stay." And this is 2 days later. "Hi, we're here to check out. Sorry we're late. Here are our key cards." "It's no big deal. We don't have many guests this time of year." "What a relief. The last hotel I stayed at charged $30 for being 20 minutes late." Oh, I missed one. Sorry about that. "Would you like me to put this on your credit card?" Oopsies. Let's see. We're making sure we're looking at the right one here. Ah, there it is. "Would you like me to put this on your credit card on file?" "Actually, we'd like to pay cash." "Sure. Your total comes to $376. $376? When we booked online, it said that our stay would cost $350. The room was $350. However, there is also a room service charge on your bill." "Oh yeah, I ordered a burger and had it delivered while you were sleeping. Here's $380. Here's your change. Are you going to the airport?" "Yes, my brother requested an Uber." "Me? Don't tell me you didn't request an Uber yet." "Don't worry, you two. We offer a complimentary airport shuttle. Our driver is on his way back from picking up guests and should be here shortly. Thank you for all of your help. I'll definitely choose this hotel next time I'm in town." So this is a quick check for understanding. We'll be going over some of the vocabulary items from before and some information from the dialogue. Now, if you don't remember one of these items, then you can replay this lesson at the end to find the answers that you're missing. And the first one says, "This kind of hotel is near a highway. The rooms are usually simple. Most of the guests are drivers who need to rest." So if this one's easy for you, you're doing great. If it was challenging, don't worry. You can go back and review the section about vocabulary. This next one says, "This kind of hotel room has 1 large bed." So which kind of hotel room has 1 large bed? Think of your answer. And the next one says, "This is a person who helps carry your luggage." There's many different names for this kind of job. Which one do you remember? Keep it in your head. My next one says, "This is where you check in." So what's the name of this right here? Not the person who works here. What's the name of this? This is the name of the small refrigerator in your room that is filled with drinks and snacks that you usually have to pay for. What's that? Can you remember? And this is from the dialogue. Do the guests in our dialogue want a double room or a twin room? What did the guest order from room service? Hmm. How will the guests get to the airport? All right, so if you think you got all those answers right, congratulations. You can review and check to make sure they are right by replaying this broadcast. And thank you, everyone, for joining me today and everyone watching on the replay. I hope to make this a regular or semi-regular thing. I'm going to probably keep it at this time for now because this time is convenient for me because my kids are both in art class, so it works out great for my family. So thanks for joining and for participating, and I'll see all of you in the future. Goodbye.